What is up, gamers? How's it going? I'm currently working on my game that I'm making. Title still pending. I really want to come up with a title because it'll help me get more of a vision out there. But I've got a lot of information down that I have in mind for the game. I say in mind. I'm gonna talk like I'm still debating and thinking about what I'm putting in, but the stuff I have written down is I'm like I'm happy with, and I'm not planning on changing any of it right now. But as is the beta process and creation process, anything is subject to change. But at the moment, I'm happy with all the stuff I have written down. That is not going to be moving to the redacted section of this document I have. But anyway, I've started working on some landscapes and some rooms. So we've got this area right here that is currently on screen. This is going to be a shopping center area. This is mostly just like getting the form and the shape of it. I also have an edited image that it puts like names over the buildings. Like this one up here is going to be a restaurant. It's got outdoor seating. That's pretty like clear cut. This middle one right here, the long one, is going to be a grocery store, and then convenience store right here, and then probably like a candy store. Might shrink the candy store, and we might shrink the grocery store as well because it is pretty long, but might shrink the candy store to be like maybe a stall instead. We'll see about that. And then we got some stores down here. I'm currently thinking about combining these two in the middle into a clothing and accessory store, but I might like combine them and then shorten them by like 4 tiles total. The one on the left here at the bottom is going to be like toys and games. Probably not any like game system, video games. Probably not any like technological games, but like board games, physical toys, physical games, all that kind of stuff. And then this one over here is going to be an eatery. Probably more like a cafe type deal. And then I'm not sure if I plan to have all of these be enterable buildings. Grocery store for sure. I think the restaurant has potential for being like somewhere to go to, but I'm not sure about that. Toys and games is probably not going to be enterable. Clothing and accessories, I want to make enterable, but I'm not sure if there's going to be a good reason to go in there. And then the eatery down here, I also want to make enterable for the same reason I want to make the restaurant enterable. And then convenience and candy store, probably not the candy store, but the convenience store I would probably make enterable. Probably. But that's the shopping area. Might like change some of the stores to something else, because I think maybe like a sporting goods store could be a good fit for the game, depending on how I want the like the character classes, quote unquote, to work. Because I have some notes that's like, I want one of them to be a sword guy, and then the gun and staff guy, and then I don't know what the last guy would use as the weapon. But like, the sword could be like, it's just like a sword type weapon, so like a bat or something. Maybe like a tennis racket could work. That's what I mean. The sporting goods store could be a viable option for a store to go like buy upgrades to gear and whatnot. And then we got the port. There's not much at the port at the moment. I'm just like getting in the shape. I don't know if I want to have a big port like this, or if I want to like extend the walkable area out here and have like these come out like all the way down here to the edge of the map, or if I want to have it like this, because I like this, but at the same time, there's not a lot of area up here to do anything with. I like the thought of being able to walk out here and just seeing like all the water, but I am planning on making a beach, so that could be where that is, and this could have more action. Because I am planning for the port to be a combat area. So that's something. And then we've got the house shape. We've got it's 2-story house. We got the first floor on the bottom here, connected by the stairs right here. So I'm not drawing anything. Right here is where the first floor is. And then this room is the main character room. This is going to be the sister's room, and this is going to be the parent room. And I think this is like a good format. Obviously, the first floor seems kind of flat, and it makes it seem like a very wide house. I might change the shape of it by just making it a bit taller, but I'm not sure on that right now, because I do kind of like the thought of splitting up the home section by like walls, just so like, I don't know, this section could be the living room, there could be like a kitchen down here, then like the entrance room. I don't know, I'm still thinking that part out. But yeah, that's currently what I'm thinking. I am also thinking about how the combat's going to be working. We're going to be working on a TP system rather than like a mana system. So each time you attack, you basic attack, you'll get some TP. And now for the purposes of RPG Maker, if you've used it before, know anything about making something in RPG Maker, there is a TP system like in the thing, but I'm not using it. I'm just using the mana as TP, and I'm calling it Adrenaline, because I think Adrenaline fits in closely with like the kind of theme and aesthetic that I'm going for, because it's not fantastical. I'm not going for a fantastical look of the game. I'm going for a more, I don't want to say realistic, but like cartoonishly realistic, I suppose I can say, for the combat. And that's kind of what I want. And then each of the classes are going to have different adrenaline costs for their skills. I currently have it planned for the sword guy to be able to just spam his skills, because he'll have low adrenaline costs. And then the gun and staff guy will have high adrenaline costs, so he'll have to auto attack more to be able to use the skill, but he'll have more influential skills. And then the last guy will have medium adrenaline cost skills, so he'll be able to like do them more often than the gun and staff guy, but like I think he's gonna be more of a buffer. That's what I think. But we'll see about that. I'm currently, and then I plan on having an ultimate skill at max adrenaline. That will be like super good and super busted. But it's gonna do one specific thing and not like a couple of things that are good. It's gonna do one really big thing. So it's like you could have a skill that like heals, right? For like a normal TP cost or a normal adrenaline cost. And then your ultimate just does a bunch of damage. So like you can save up your TP and be like, ah, man, I want to do big damage. I'm gonna I'm gonna hit this guy real good. But then all of a sudden, you take a really big hit, and you're like, ah, shoot, I need to heal. And I mean, I suppose you could use an item to heal, or if you don't have an item, or you don't want to use an item because you gotta save it for later, you just use the adrenaline for a healing skill instead, and you gotta save up some more. I think it'll be... I aim to make it a conscious choice that you have to make. I'm not going to say all of them are going to do damage, because I'm not planning for that. But all of them will be influential, and the player should have to think about, like, do I want to use a skill, or do I just want to save up for my ultimate? Because I think thoughts like that are good for turn-based games. And then I'm planning on having 5 skills per class, including the ultimate skill. Maybe not including. I'm thinking about that. But 5 skills is a good amount. That'll be 15 skills total between the 3 characters that you're gonna have in your party. And I think that's a good amount of variety for skills. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm happy with my progress so far. I really need to work on the art. This is all RPG Maker assets. As I said earlier, I'm just trying to get the form of the town in. And I plan on replacing all of these tiles with my own art. Will it look as good? Maybe, maybe not. Will I be happy with it? Yes, I will. And then I wanted to talk about character poses. Maybe not. Maybe I just say characters. I'm gonna start working on characters and drawing them. I've got a. Let me swap over to Rita. Got this file open. That's currently nothing because I haven't started yet. But this is the shopping center blueprint that I was talking to you about earlier. We got there. I'm also planning on putting foliage in, some bushes, some grass. I think could do some good for like the breaking up of the concrete in the area. So that'll be good. This is gonna be a bush up here. Up here, that's a bush. And then there's gonna be a bush in front of the grocery store too. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be the shopping center. Hope you all enjoyed this game talk. I shall see you all next time. Peace out.